Pope is not leading the Church back to her former prominence, but is in fact destroying the spouse of Christ before our very eyes. How can he do this? The Pope is infallible, but what he is doing, a Pope can't do. Therefore, he isn't the Pope. The chair of Peter is vacant. This last view is known as the sedevacantist position and is the subject of my present talk. A small digression is appropriate here for an etymology lesson. The words sede vacante form in Latin what's called an ablative absolute. Please don't get bored, this won't last too long. This grammatical construction functions in a sentence as if it were borrowed from another sentence. Literally, it means the throne being vacant. It is found in church law, where canons give the proper procedures for action during the vacancy of any bishopric, including a papal interregnum, the period of time in between the death of one pope and the election of another. Those who think that the chair of Peter is currently in a state of sede vacante are called sedevacantists. How can two such vastly different viewpoints about the Pope arise? Given the present situation in the Church, rampant liberalism everywhere, perverse degeneracy in the clergy and religious life, the general decline of morals in the world, and the general increase of wickedness of all sorts, is it a surprise to anyone that the devil, the father of lies, can deceive even those who are in possession of the truth? That is, even Catholics. I say from the outset that sedevacantism would not be with us today were there not a scandalous mess in the Church, caused in large part by the pastors whom we sinners have deserved to have over us. But I take exception with the sedevacantist position because it is a problem, not an answer. In doing so, I take umbrage with many fellow traditionalists who are sedevacantists. This is done in the spirit of fraternal charity and for the sake of the unity of the Church. At the crux of the matter is the nature of Christ's Church. Two attributes of that nature are the Church's indefectibility and her perpetual visibility. As we shall see, these two are related. The Church's indefectibility is based on her visibility, for her very foundation is a visible one. In Pastor Aeternus, the first dogmatic constitution of the Church of Christ, promulgated at Vatican I, we are taught about this indefectibility and perpetual visibility. Please excuse the length of the following passage, but in the interest of thoroughness, I present to you this teaching in the words of the Council. The eternal shepherd and guardian of our souls, in order to render the saving work of redemption lasting, decided to establish his holy church, that in it, as in the house of the living God, all the faithful might be held together by the bond of one faith and one love. For this reason, before he was glorified, he prayed to the Father not for the apostles only, but for those who would believe in him on their testimony, that is, that all might be one, and as the Son and the Father are one. Therefore, just as he sent the apostles, whom he had chosen for himself out of the world, as he himself